Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, March 24th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW Sunday Slam Dunk edition of Collisiion, which aired delayed on TNT and Max, featuring matches taped on Wednesday at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. In the main event, the team of Commander and Hologram defeated the Beast Mortos and Dralistico. The opening match saw Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders retain the World Trios title with a win over AR Fox and Top Flight. Leo Rush and Action Andretti attacked Top Flight after the match. In other results, Harley Cameron beat Amina Belmont, and Bandito defeated Johnny TV. After the match, Bandito called out Chris Jericho, who was wearing Gravity's mask, which Bandito made off with in the wake of the ensuing brawl. And in some unfortunate news, Bill Mercer, remembered by wrestling fans as the longtime commentator for World Class Championship Wrestling in Dallas, has passed away at the age of 99, as was confirmed yesterday by Mercer's family to the Dallas Morning News. Mercer had been described as the oldest living person associated with the wrestling business. An accomplished sportscaster and radio and television reporter, Mercer made history in 1963 while reporting on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy for the radio station KRLD, becoming the first person to inform assassin Lee Harvey Oswald that he was being charged with the murder of the president. Born in Muskogee, Oklahoma, Mercer served his country in World War II as a signalman in the U.S. Navy. As a sports broadcaster, he commentated for the Chicago White Sox and Texas Rangers in the 1970s, as well as the Dallas Texans of the AFL and the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL in the 1960s. He also spent many years calling minor league baseball and provided annual coverage of the Cotton Bowl Classic for CBS Radio. Mercer started broadcasting professional wrestling in the 1950s in his home state of Oklahoma, but by the end of the decade had relocated to Texas, where he was calling the televised wrestling from the Dallas Sportatorium on KRLD Channel 4. He took over commentating duties on Saturday Night Wrestling on KTVT Channel 11 in Fort Worth in 1976. Mercer was the voice of the world-class promotion through its heyday of the 1980s, featuring the Von Erich family, the Fabulous Freebirds, and many others. He continued calling the action for World Class through 1987. Mercer is a member of both the Texas Sports and Texas Radio Halls of Fame. Once again, former World Class Championship Wrestling commentator Bill Mercer has passed away at the age of 99. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.